Okay, again, Mishnah Yud. Yesh chayev al ma'aseh shora pasur al ma'aseh atzmo. There's a situation when something your ox does, you'll be responsible to pay for, but if you did it yourself, you'd be exempt. Or patur al ma'aseh shora v'chayev al ma'aseh atzmo. There's other things where you'd be exempt if your ox does it, but you'd be responsible. So give us some examples. Shora shabiesh. If your ox embarrasses somebody, he starts calling him names or something. The ox, through his damage, the person gets embarrassment. The truth is, all of the other forms of damage, tsar, ripoy, shevis, and boshes, pain and healing and all those things, don't have to be paid when the ox causes damage. The ox causes damage, you only pay nezek. But it gives Busha as an example, embarrassment. V'hu shebiyesh chayiv. However, if a person causes damage to someone and through that the person becomes embarrassed, you have to pay. So that's a case where the man has to pay and the ox doesn't. Shor shasimes ein avdo v'hipil ashino patur. V'hu shasimes ein avdo v'hipil ashino chayav. If his ox blinds the eye of his non-Jewish slave or knocks out the tooth of the slave, so he's exempt. Meaning you don't have to free the slave if your ox does that to the slave. However, if the master does it, if he knocks out the eye or the tooth, then he is free. He's responsible for freeing that slave. So it's another example of where the man is more responsible than the animal. If one's ox goes out and gores the guy's father and mother, so you have to pay. You have to pay damages for what his ox does. However, if he goes out and damages his parents, he doesn't have to pay. Why doesn't he have to pay anything if he damages parents? What? He has to get executed, right. Somebody who causes a wound to his parents is chayiv misa, is responsible, gets the death penalty. If his ox goes ahead and lights up a pile of hay on Shabbos, he has to pay for that pile of hay. However, if he goes ahead and lights up the pile of hay on Shabbos, he's exempt because he's be responsible for his own life, because he violated Shabbos by lighting the fire. Right? So tell all arsonists they should make sure to set the fires on Shabbos. That way they won't have to pay. Of course, they have to get the death penalty. The truth is, the Gemara explains that even in a case where somebody causes damage b'shogeg on Shabbos by accident, even though they're not going to get the death penalty for doing something by accident on Shabbos, only have to chayiv chatas. They have to bring a korban chatas either when there's a Beis Hamikdash or lasad lavo when there will be a Beis Hamikdash. They have to bring a chatas for it, but they are exempt because the action itself is one that is worthy of the death penalty. So any violation of Shabbos that takes place as part of the action of damages, he'll be exempt from.